Welcome back to my farm. Now, I've just finished harvesting all of the carrots and selling them all, so I now have to plough the fields because they need ploughing after we've done carrots. So join me as I go to pick up a plough to do that job with. I'm just going to hire one, not buy one at this stage. Now, I was hoping to get my loan paid off in full from the sale of the carrots, and that hasn't happened. I've got a $100,000 loan still at the moment, and as best I remember, I think my loan was about 100. No, it was about 70,000, I think, before I started selling carrots. But I bought this Fiat, which was 100,000. So, as far as I can tell, I made probably about between 40, probably about $40,000 from the sale of all those carrots. So I would say, in my opinion, from a purely financial perspective, if you're looking at just for finances, carrots are not worth doing. They're an awful lot of work for not a lot of reward, because the harvesters are very small. You're either getting a single row or two row harvester. Even the absolute biggest harvester you can get in the game, which is self-propelled, only has a 3 metre header. So even if, and that harvester, we'll just go and check the price of that one, put into perspective for you. So that one is 637,500, and that still only has a 3 metre header. So, and of course when you harvest your carrots, it's putting it in boxes, so you've then got to have all the additional work of picking up all those wooden boxes and going and sell them that way. So if you're looking at it from a financial perspective, I would say never ever go near the carrots. But obviously in this game, I think we'd all agree, we're not just doing it for financial gain, since it's not real money anyway. We're doing it for enjoyment level. If all you cared about was financial gain, you just do every single paddock and canola, and that's all you'd ever grow is canola, because I believe that's the most profitable crop overall. But it would get quite boring just doing canola after canola after canola. The carrots are quite different from most of the normal crops in this game, so I think it's well worth doing from the perspective of having something entertaining to do and something a bit different. And I will be doing some more carrots at some point because of that, but it's not worth it from a financial perspective. Now, I'm going to show you a really cool little plough here. This plough is by BlackSheep Modding. Now, if you go onto the official Farming Sim website, it's actually under subsoilers when you're looking for it to on the website to download. But then when you've downloaded it, it's under ploughs. So it'd be easy enough to change it if you wanted to. And it's this one here, so it's called a lizard one, and you can get it in 6 metres or 9 metres. Now, at 6 metres it takes 260 horse, at 9 metres it takes 320 horse. But that's why I want to show you this plough, because there's a trick to it. And I'm going to show it to you here. Let's just change the colour of it, because I don't really like it in that colour very much, so we'll get a New Holland blue, I think. Let's put some grey tines on it. Yep, that looks good. Okay, now I'm just going to lease it. Now, what we'll do here is to demonstrate something. I'm just going to drop my front weight off this tractor for a minute, and we'll pick it up again in a moment, because I want to demonstrate something to you. Just drop that off. Now, one of the great things about this plough, this subsoiler, should I say, although it's under the plough category when you go to buy it or rent it, is you can attach it to the back of a tractor as per normal, like yay. But also, it's designed so you can stick it on the front of a tractor as well, which would come in handy if you had a big enough tractor, so you were planning on putting this on the front, because it has a plough effect when it's used, and then maybe a roller or a cultivator behind, so you're getting rid of the big deep furrows that come with ploughing a field and getting smaller furrows that you can actually plant seeds in, all with one pass. But that's not why we grabbed this one, and I'm going to show you why we grabbed this one in a moment. This is a handy little cheat to know about actually for this game. So I'll just chuck my weight back on now. Yeah, let's hook this plough up. Now, this tractor that we're driving right now, actually that looks rather too wide. Perhaps I should have got the smaller one, just for visual looks, because this one looks way too wide. Too late now though. I'm not going to, since I've already hired this one, I'm not going to put it back and get the smaller one, so we'll do the bigger one for now, so I can demonstrate this. So, okay, so you might recall the bigger version of this, which was the one we grabbed, it said it needed 320 horsepower to pull it, and this little Fiat tractor here is 180 horsepower. So what that tells us straight away is that we're in serious trouble. We've got a plough that needs 320 horses minimum, and remember with the REA wheels mod that I'm using, I'm going to need at least 20 horsepower more than that. So I'm going to need at least 340 horsepower to pull this plough, and I have 180. So there's a small, ever so tiny difference there. But this is where this plough has a special trick that I'm going to demonstrate to you. So we'll just head down to this paddock that I want to plough up, and I shall demonstrate. And this is a really, really good reason to download this plough from the official website. Remember, it's made by BlackSheep Modding, and it's called Lizard 6 metre - 9 metre, and you'll find it in the subsoiler category. And I'm going to demonstrate the special trick this one has that makes it really, really cool. Because it's a cheat without it being too obviously cheating. Although, as I say, I should probably have grabbed the 6 metre one rather than the 9 metre one, because it does look a wee bit ridiculous having a 9 metre one on the back of this particular tractor. So I probably grabbed the wrong one. But regardless of whether you get 6 metres or 9 metres, what I'm about to demonstrate will work. So let's go in here and we'll turn off our lights now, our beacons. And now, this paddock's on a hill, which will mean I need even more horsepower. But I'm going to demonstrate on the bottom bit of this paddock here, oops, where it's flat. Okay, so let's just back up here. And like all ploughs, it has both a create field, allow create fields, and a limit to fields option. Now, because unlike a plough, it has a straight edge on the end, it's really, really great if you're wanting to like join two fields together or enlarge a field, because it's got a nice straight edge. But if we watch here, okay, even on the flat here, I can, actually it is pulling it on that flat, okay, but I can promise you it's not going to pull it up the hill in this, like this. But there's a special trick to this plough. I'll just get, in fact, what I might even do, let's just put this up again here. Let's try going up this hill and I'll show you, because yeah, this track is definitely not rated anywhere near high enough for this plough. But I want to demonstrate a trick I've learned with this particular one. Oh. So, okay, here it's already wheel spinning, as you can see, and yeah, it's just, once we get onto the steep bit of the hill, it will find even worse, I'm sure. Okay, anyway, one thing about this is when you're going backwards, it actually works still. As you can see at the side there, it's working when you go backwards. And a lot of implements don't do that. But there's an even better trick I want to show you. Let's unhitch it from the tractor. And this, I'm sure it wasn't deliberately designed with this in mind, but it's a nice cheat to know about. If we hook it on so that the tines are facing the wrong way, so now when we're going forwards, the plough's actually going backwards, and when we're going backwards, the plough's going forwards. This plough has been designed so it's actually using 0 horsepower when you're pushing it backwards. So you see, because we're actually pushing the plough backwards at the moment, even though the tractor is going forwards, it's taking 0 horsepower. I can stick this on my smallest tractor and it's going to work just fine, because but only in this direction. As soon as I try to back up, there's no way it's going to work, because it's then expecting the full horsepower that it says it needs. But you see, it's ploughing up the field exactly as we expect. The tractor's not under any load whatsoever, because it's taking 0 horsepower to pull it, because it's backwards. And unless you zoom in really, really close, you don't really notice that all the tines are facing the wrong way at the moment, and they're all facing backwards. But it's a little cheat that I learnt about this particular plough, and as I said, it's the only plough I've found where this works. Most of them won't even work backwards. When you're tilling backwards, they just won't plough the soil. This is one of the few that does. But yeah, I think it was made by BlackSheep Modding, perhaps they overlooked that. They should have created it so it's got drag when it's going backwards as well. They probably never expected anyone to try pulling it backwards. But it's certainly a nice cheat to know, because as I said, unless you're really quite close to it, you don't notice all the tines are facing backwards at the moment. And it's a way of cheating if you haven't got a tractor powerful enough to pull a decent plough. But it's not really obvious cheating. I mean, personally, I don't like the kind of cheating where you have like a combine harvester with a 200-foot header, and things like that. I mean, it's ridiculous cheating, and it's really obvious that you're cheating everything in the game to do that. But to me, this isn't that kind of an obvious cheat. And as I say, I did grab the wrong version. I should have got the 6 metre instead of the 9 metre, because the 9 metre does look a bit too wide in this tractor. With the 6 metre attached to this tractor, it wouldn't look out of place at all, so it would just work perfectly well. But because I'm running the plough backwards, so the tines are all facing backwards, I'm using absolutely 0 horsepower to pull it. So that's kind of like the cheat I wanted to show you today, which I discovered, and feel free to use it on your own farm if you'd like to, for those of you that are playing FS22. Yeah, so this was like my favourite plough for this, and I'm just ploughing up these fields now that I had the carrots in. Yeah, as you can also tell, I've got the stones turned off. It's the only realism thing I have turned off. I have everything else turned on to make the game as realistic as possible, but I just get so sick and tired of those stupid stone pickers that, I mean, in my opinion, there's far too many stones appearing in each field each time you plough. I mean, I'm not a farmer, so I don't really know, but to me it seems far too many stones. You might get 1 or 2 odd stones every time you plough a field, and I suspect that the number you get is probably low enough that you could walk around by hand, just pick them up by hand around the field afterwards, which you certainly couldn't do based on the number you get in this game. So I just choose to turn the stones off and just plough up like this. But of course, the downside of ploughing the field, I mean, I have to plough the field because it tells me it needs ploughing, but the downside is there's no way I'm going to run a planter over this field with these huge ploughed grooves on it. So what I'm going to have to do is run either a roller or a cultivator over it after I've ploughed it all, in order to get the what do you call the grooves in the field down to a more manageable size, because these ones are way too big for a planter. I mean, the game will allow you to run a planter straight after doing the ploughing, but just it looks ridiculous in my opinion. So yeah, I sort of think it looks more realistic if you either run a cultivator over it first or a roller over it first, and then you can run a seeder over it. I haven't even decided what crop I was going to plant in these ones next. I was leaning towards corn, because I noticed that the corn in this game on this map grows a lot higher than it does on some other maps, but you see it's September now. If I want to plant corn, it'll sit fallow until April. I suppose I could do that. I could leave the field thing fallow until April, or what else could I plant that's actually got a planting? I could do wheat, barley or canola or oat. Quite frankly, all of those ones I've done to death because they were the ones in the original farming game sort of thing: wheat, barley, canola, oat. So I've done all those to death. I'd rather do something different. I'm looking at the green bars, aren't I? Yep, I don't want to do grass, obviously. Oilseed radish, I think, is just a cover crop from memory. Rye, alfalfa, hops, mustard, peas. Oh, I could try peas. Wonder what kind of harvester you need for peas. Linseed. Actually, I think I know what harvester I need for peas. Let's go and have a look. I think I saw one in here. Is that there the harvester for peas? No? I'm not sure what that symbol is, but it ain't peas. What kind of harvester does peas then? Oh, okay, it looks like it's just a normal combine. I'll just go back to that other screen for a second, just check what the peas symbol looks like. Okay, so it's that one there. And then we'll go and have a look. Combine headers. No, there's not peas in that one. Let's try. Is there a different style header there? Yeah, it's sunflower header. Okay, none of those ones does peas. What about a corn one? No, none of those are peas. So what do I use for? Is it these ones that do peas? In here? No. What kind of harvester do you use for peas? It's not a potato or beet one, is it? No. No. If anyone knows what sort of harvester I use for doing peas, then let me know, because depending on what harvester it is, I may be tempted to do some peas next. But is that the pea symbol? Maybe it is the normal header, the harvester header. It must be, I think. So yeah, I'll either do peas, or otherwise I will leave it to sit fallow until April and do corn. Actually, if I did peas, when do they get harvested? No, they don't get harvested until July. I think by July I'm too late to plant corn, so I've already missed the boat on that. So I can't do peas followed by corn in the same, without leaving it sitting fallow. So I've either got to plant peas pretty much straight away, or leave it sitting fallow for a few months and do corn. I'm not quite sure which one of those two ways I'll go yet, but will definitely be one of those two. It'll either be peas or corn that gets planted next in this paddock, in these two paddocks. And I'll let you know. I suppose I could do one in peas and one in corn, although to hire harvesters I really want to be hiring actually do the two paddocks rather than just one, because otherwise it just doesn't make the hireage costs worth it. I mean, the carrots were not really a big success financially by the time I hired all the equipment and everything as well. I mean, I enjoyed doing it, it was fun, but I've never ever done peas before, and I have done corn before, obviously, but I haven't done corn on this map, and the corn looks quite a bit different on this map. It's much taller. When I get back to the end of the next row, so I'm down the other end of the paddock, I'll take you for a drive and I'll show you the corn, and then we might call it a day, a video after that. Actually, there was something else I was going to discuss, really something that's just quite an amusing little story. So, I'm recording this on Saturday evening, so tomorrow, which is Sunday, my son turns 20. Now, I've got 4 kids, but 1 boy, 3 girls, and the girls are now 30 years old, then the next one's 21 years, then my son's just about to turn 20, and then my youngest daughter is 12, and she turns 13 in August. So here's just an amusing little thing for you. I think I might buy Fury Machine Gaming's truck to go and show you this. Thank you very, very much for lending me your truck for a few minutes. I'll go and show you this corn thing. But anyway, so my son turns 20 tomorrow, and that means for the first time in about 15 years, I won't have any teenage children. None of my children will be teenagers, and that will last for 6 weeks until my daughter, who's currently 12, turns 13, and then I have a teenager again. So I've been joking with my wife that I'm really looking forward to not having any teenage children. I'm going to enjoy every minute of the 6 weeks it's going to last for. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love all my kids, and I don't mind when they're teenagers and things. You just roll with the punches and you handle it because you have to handle it, sort of thing. But it is quite amusing that, you know, I'm going to have no teenagers for a whole 6 weeks. Yeah, this here is what I want to show you with this truck. See how tall that corn is on this map? It's just much taller than it is on most maps, which is why I'm thinking corn would be quite interesting to do. So, thank you to this farmer who allowed me to drive into his paddock to demonstrate what corn looks like. And there was one other thing I was also going to share with you on this video, so I'll just park here for a second and I shall show you. In Fury Machine Gaming's latest video that was released tonight, he was talking about the controller he uses when he plays Farming Simulator, and he uses an Xbox controller. So I thought I'd show you what controller I use. Right, so I have to do this, I think, to get out of the game. Here we go. So that one I used to, yes, so here we go. Close that for a second, and we'll go to the pictures. So I use an Xbox controller too, but I can guarantee it's different from the one that Fury Machine Gaming uses. This one's called an Microsoft Speed Wheel, and it came out when the Xbox 360 came out, so they haven't made this one for quite a few years now. So when they stopped making it, I rushed out and I bought a second one. So I've now got 2 of these. And the reason I've got 2 is in case one breaks, I want to have a spare. I love this controller so much. So you have to have the same little adapter that you have to use any Xbox controller on a PC to be able to use this one, because the PC recognises it as being an Xbox controller. In actual fact, it's not a controller, it's a steering wheel. It's got triggers here for the throttle and the brake over there. It works much better than it has any right to when you look at it. I had a G25 wheel before this one, and I actually like this one better than the G25. That's high praise indeed, in my opinion. Obviously I have to use it in conjunction with a keyboard and a mouse for operating front forks and things like that. But so this is the controller I use for gaming. It's called the Microsoft Speed Wheel, and it was designed for the Xbox 360. So if you see one of those second-hand for sale anywhere at any stage, I would highly recommend it. And on that note, I'll say goodbye to you all. Okay, thanks, see ya.